Hello and welcome to Squib TV. I'm Samuel Ayton, joined by James Cartwright, and today we're going to be talking about
underachievers.
So last time you saw us, we were talking about teams and some players we thought were going to overachieve. James sort of ended it on a nice note saying, did I think that the Falcons overachieved last season? To which point I said I did. So I'm going to just ask you first, James, who do you think underachieved last season?
Well, straight from that division, the Carolina Panthers, very disappointing season for them. What happened to them? You know, the likes of Cam Newton going off his game, head wasn't in the right place, defensively lost the key players. So yeah, straight off the bat, the Panthers.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that one. I think the Panthers should have done a lot better. I think they should have certainly been in the hunt for the playoffs, especially considering they went 15-1 the season before. Other teams that underachieved, I think it's quite difficult to pinpoint them. You probably have to therefore say the Broncos, simply because they didn't make the playoffs. Super Bowl champions, you normally expect to make the playoffs. It does happen regularly where they don't, but you expect them to be.
It was actually the first time in quite a few seasons that the Super Bowl champions had not made the playoffs. I think it was the first time since the 2009 season when the Pittsburgh Steelers failed to make the playoffs. So, yeah.
Well, there you go. Obviously, the Steelers fan rubbing salt into his own wounds there.
Just a stat.
And another team, I think, that didn't underachieve per se because they didn't make the playoffs, and I would have expected this team to be there at the start of the season. I'm going to go with the Cincinnati Bengals, a team which James believes that the success train has well and truly left Cincinnati. I think they were probably the second best team in that division, but they're outplayed by the Ravens and just didn't really show anything that we normally expect to see from them. They did lose AJ Green, of course, but
yes,
I mean AJ can't carry the team on his own, and Andy Dalton wasn't there. But this season, who do you think is going to underachieve then? We've done the previews, we've talked about the teams, we've mentioned some of our dark horses. Who are these big teams that we think are going to flop this season? Probably an easier video to make than the overachievers one, because I think you can pick any team and say they're going to underachieve.
Who's going to underachieve this season? I don't think the Dallas Cowboys are going to have as good a season this season. I don't think they'll pick up as many wins. Certainly don't think they'll have the best record in the league again. So the first team I would mention, another side would be the Falcons. I don't think the Falcons are going to even really... Well, I think they'll be in that mix for the NFC South title, but I don't think they're winning it. So again, that would be an underachievement. Moving on to the AFC, the Bengals again. I mean, they have a half-decent side, probably won't be winning that division. AFC East, there isn't really anyone. I mean, the Jets, in terms of the size of the media covering them and the size of that city and the fan base they have, to have such a bad side is mystifying, to be honest, and why they've been so bad for many years is quite a mystery.
Yeah.
But beyond them sides, I wouldn't really say anyone else is going to underachieve.
I mean, I have to agree with you on the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys had no one knew what to expect with Elliott and Prescott last year, and they played very well. I mean, if Elliott gets a ban, that's going to be a big issue for them. I think the division's stronger. Again, I think the Eagles, with Carson Wentz a year under his belt, you can challenge them now, probably more so than he did last year. And the Giants will be there. And obviously, if you've seen the Super Bowl prediction videos, I have predicted them to be in that game. I think that I think you have to agree with the Cowboys. A team I'm going to say, I mean, if you're a fan of this side, you probably just think I hate this side, which is not the case. And I don't even know if you can say underachieving, but I think that the hype that this man has got throughout his career and the fact that they've done nothing and they'll be doing nothing, they'll probably maybe even come bottom of the division this year. The Colts are not going to be anywhere around. I think that the Titans are better than them, the Texans are better than them, the Jags are better than them, personally. When's Andrew Luck going to show up? I've been waiting for this young Andrew Luck. He's 35 now, still young Andrew Luck because he's not better than Cam yet. Obviously, that's the whole thing the NFL's waiting for them to say that he's not going to be young anymore when he's better than Cam Newton. He's still not done anything for me. Not through his own fault, personally. I don't mean to go on about Andrew Luck. I think the Colts just haven't built a good side around him. I think they'll underachieve. Other than that, I don't think many teams are going to do much differently to what you expect. I think maybe the 49ers they were poor, but I don't see them making any improvement even under Kyle Shanahan. And I think for the guy who was in the Super Bowl as the offensive coordinator, that's going to be well, maybe Kyle Shanahan rather than the 49ers organisation underachieving as the coach. And I mean, the only other team that I'm going to be a massive hypocrite on myself. The only other team that I can see underachieving, even though I've predicted them to do massive things, is the Kansas City Chiefs.
I would agree with that.
I can see them just
thinking about
finishing 8-8 and burning out and doing average.
There's so much of a fine line between them doing very, very well and them doing terribly because they're in such a competitive division. You only need to lose one or two of them games. You know, it could go to the StubHub Centre in Los Angeles and lose that game.
Yeah,
they could get washed out. Who knows? They're a very unpredictable side. That's a very unpredictable division.
Yeah, I think that's why I would probably say that with them. Even though I've predicted them to do very well, I think they will do very well, but they're a side that I can see underachieving. And actually, I'm just going to mention, I think you may agree with me, I don't know whether you class it as an underachievement, but I don't think the Packers will be anywhere as near good as they were last year. I think they'll struggle to win that division. Don't think they'll make much noise in the playoffs.
Well, I cite them to make the NFC Championship game again, but I would say similar with the Chiefs, it's a fine line between them doing very well, winning the Super Bowl, and not even making the playoffs. Anything else you want to add, James, or can we wrap it up? We can wrap it up. Yep, so if you have any teams in mind that you think are going to underachieve, whether you think we're completely wrong, whether you think the Chiefs are going to go 16-0 and win the Super Bowl, or if you think Andrew Luck's the best thing since sliced bread, you're wrong. But if you do think that, please comment. Like, subscribe, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter @Squib_TV. Thank you very much for watching. It's a touchdown.